Former Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters was involved in an incident over the weekend at the Vista Correctional Facility in Pueblo. Take a look. News 5 obtained this video showing Peters wheeling a cart into a doorway. Another female inmate approaches and is partially out of view for about a second in the video. Well, Peters then emerges from the doorway with her hands appearing to be at the other inmate's neck or shoulders, pushing her backward across the room. They separate within seconds, and Peters returns to the cart before she walks out of the room. The DOC says it cannot confirm anything about any charges because it's working through an internal investigation right now. Peters is currently serving a 9-year sentence for a scheme to breach Colorado's election systems in an unsuccessful attempt to prove Donald Trump's claims of election rigging. The president has repeatedly called for her to be released by the state. However, his pardon power does not extend to state-level offenses. Meantime, senior reporter Brett Forrest is getting new insight from Governor Polis and other state leaders about how they plan to or would handle a Tina Peters pardon.
That's right. Following Governor Polis's final State of the State address last week, I spoke to him and asked directly if he'd pardon her.
And so you won't unequivocally say you will not pardon or commute Tina Peters' sentence?
No, I said her sentence looks long, and that's longer than usual, and somewhat unusual in that regard. And there's dozens of people that we're looking at. Why did they get sentenced to that? What did they do? Are they a first-time offender? Are they habitual? These are the kinds of things I look at in any case, and no particular inmate is different in that regard.
Governor Polis has increasingly indicated he is considering some form of clemency for Tina Peters, the former county clerk convicted of an election security breach.
We look at clemency and pardon for dozens of Coloradans every year, and this year's no exception. And in my final year, of course, as a core value of mercy and giving people a second chance, I'd love to go bigger, and people can apply through April 3rd for clemency or pardons.
This comes with mounting pressure from President Trump and his administration to release her from prison. Trump posting on Truth Social last month to, quote, free Tina Peters, calling Polis a, quote, scumbag governor. Trump also issued a pardon for Peters last year, something outside his bounds of power. Here's Attorney General Phil Weiser, who's running for governor as a Democrat.
There was a trial. There was a conviction by a jury. There's an appeal to the state courts. All that is happening under the rule of law. This president doesn't respect the rule of law, but he doesn't have authority to undermine how we operate our judicial system here in Colorado.
Democratic Senator Michael Bennet, also seeking to succeed Polis, says Peters should serve her sentence just like anyone else.
Based on my conversations with Governor Polis last week, I get the sense he might commute her or lessen her sentence of some sort. Would you do something similar if you were governor?
I wouldn't. I think that that's his decision to make. He's the governor, but since you asked me, I wouldn't. That's the advice that I've given him. I just think that it is, in this case, in the facts as I understand them, it would be sort of submitting to Donald Trump's lawlessness, and I think that breeds lawlessness, and people believe that you don't have to follow the rule of law.
I did reach out to several of the Republican gubernatorial candidates to get a statement, but I have not heard back from any of them. Victor Marks, a Republican candidate based here in Colorado Springs, did post on social media this week that he'd release her on day one if he's elected. I'm Brett Forrest, News 5.